decided to do it, I was like, wait, I gotta get my camera because my friends are gonna want to be part of this.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, so we decided that we are getting rid of the chest freezer. So then we decided to do it, I was like, wait, I gotta get my camera because my friends are gonna want to be part of this. So the big reason for this, excuse my furnace in the background, is since we don't have a generator, I don't want to worry about having a large stock of freezer stuff that gets ruined. So it's a pretty big freezer. You can fit a lot in it, where we also have this. And I use this when my son comes with his family. We plug it in. So it's unplugged right now. But if I ever did decide I wanted to keep storage freezer stuff, technically I have this as overflow, but I'm not doing overflow right now. So what we already did is Robin unplugged it because there was honestly a lot of frost built up in it. And so now the frost has melted and we're gonna get the water cleaned out, get it all wiped down. We have a couple people in mind that we think might want it, and if they do, they can just come and get it for free. Yes.
Yeah, so as some of you know, we have 7 children, and when we expanded our family quite a bit, this freezer was extremely important to be able to store a lot of extra food and things that we had. We're not in that place anymore either. But we did not buy this freezer. We are actually given this by a really good friend.
We paid for it. Yeah, we did.
Very little.
We paid for it, but not what it was
we didn't pay a lot for this at all.
Yeah,
so,
but we did pay for it.
So we were blessed to have this to be able to use it. So now its time has come. Moving along to maybe someone else can use it.
Moment of silence.
All right, so you can see there's some rust there. And isn't this lovely? Water that had, I don't know, blueberry in it or something from some blueberries we had in here that, you know, once we had the storm where we lost power for a few days over Christmas, everything was kind of a mess. So it is nice, though. It has this movable tray. You know, it's still got some life left in it. So it has a drain in the bottom, but you got to figure out how you're collecting the water because you don't want it just running all over the basement floor.
So it's right here.
Yeah, the drain.
Yeah. So you would pull this out, put a container, whatever here.
A hose, because it fit a hose.
Piece here. Yeah. So we could do the vacuum approach if you want to.
All right, so what's your idea?
So we're going to add water and about a 1/4 cup of bleach. I'm going to scrub it with this. We're going to let it sit for about 15 minutes, maybe a little bit longer, and we'll drain it again.
All right.
We'll go up here.
So you can see, look at the view.
Yeah.
Alright, so this is actually about 45 minutes later because it took me so long to eat my soup for lunch, but it's looking a lot better. We're going to suck it all out again and wipe it all down. Looks clean.
Looks a lot better than it did. Still got,
I mean, it's got rust.
right, but some of that came off
Oh.
when I was cleaning.
Speaking of coming off. This is one of those jobs that we would normally procrastinate. It's messy. It feels time consuming. It's just one of those things you don't want to do. So what we did was we put a time on the calendar, and then when that time came, we went down, we gathered all of our supplies, and we got started. And you know, it really wasn't as bad as the way I had built it up in my head, or my husband for that fact. And I think that even if it was that terrible, then you have to kind of think outside the box. Is there a friend that could come over and help, or maybe it's something that we even need to hire out? But fortunately, this was very doable. A lot of you already know, but my second born son and his wife are going to make a big move, and so I have some of his stuff here. I'm going to go through it. I had a conversation with him. I had already offered to help him pack. I'm going there tomorrow to help him pack, so I want to go through some of his things, get rid of the things I know he doesn't want, help him condense it, so that we can bring it all to his apartment when we start loading the truck. But before I do that, this is where I've been putting all the empty boxes. And so what I'm going to do is go through and find all the ones that do have a lid. I'm going to pack those in the, or actually, haha, who am I kidding? I'm going to ask my husband to pack them in the car so that when I go to his house tomorrow, I'll be able to give those to him and they can use them for things they want to really protect, like dishes and that sort of thing. You know, they can just use the ones they want to use, and I can get rid of the ones they don't want to use.
The river's gonna cry when you're gone. Where will you go? Won't you miss the ones you know? I'll be here, hanging on, waiting for your call. Seems like time as a wave passing by, leave a mark in our marks to turn to memories. The river's gonna cry when you're gone, 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 gone. The river's gonna cry when you're gone, 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 gone. The river's gonna cry when you're gone, 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 gone.
This lid goes to nothing, so I'll get rid of this. This might be good for something they have that's small. I don't know. You never know. All right. So these I'm just going to donate or get rid of or use them to pack things that are going to Goodwill. I also feel like these can go. They're for under the bed, and I have two that have lids, which I'd really prefer to use. These are really quite old. Now I can put this heater kind of more under the stairs. Well, that's a smaller pile, isn't it?
So all of this is his. Now these bigger boxes is where his drum set is, kind of all broken down, which he's still deciding on. So I'm going to see if I can get myself over to these boxes here because I know that there's stuff there I can get rid of for him.
This will be for anything that is for Goodwill, and then I have a bag for trash. This is memorabilia, which I will give him. It's like trophies, that sort of thing. So, yeah, this is his bass drum. I know his clothes that he left here, he would like to get rid of.
Of course, it's very bittersweet that my son and his wife are leaving and moving far away, but for now, I am completely putting that out of my head, and I'm just doing the work that's in front of me, and then I'll handle the emotions later, and that's going to be a completely different declutter, if you know what I mean.
Honestly, it's good. It's good that I can do this for him. I think it'll help him to get rid of more things. So when it came to school papers, he has all of his notes, but he knows what one class he would like to keep. So if I see anything for that class, I'll keep that, and the rest will go in the trash.
As you can tell, and you might have seen in other videos, this is the area where all of my husband's tools are kept. We keep all of our paint supplies here. So this is really where all of the things for our DIY projects live. And I am just dying to get to this and get it really organized for my husband in a way that he can find the tools he wants when he needs them and have ready access to them. I want it to be all nice and organized and labeled. And I feel like it's doable. There's just not as much stuff there anymore. And even though I have decluttered the paints a few times, I feel like I could declutter them again and donate paint that I know we're never going to use. So I am pretty excited to get all of these other things of my son's out of the way so that we can really begin in earnest to get the tools completely decluttered and organized in 2023. That is going to be a great goal to accomplish. You've been watching me declutter some school notes of my son's, and so whenever you're decluttering school notes or books, it's really important not to overwhelm the container so that you can't lift it. So I'm trying to be careful not to make it too heavy.
Empty box. This is mine. That shouldn't be here. Drums. Ooh. This will be a good box for him. Oh, games. So I just came across his Lord of the Rings game and one called Dominion. So I'm going to send him a picture of these and see if he wants them. So I'll just set these aside. I know everything else in the box we're getting rid of because it's all stuff from when we had a PS3 and we don't have a PS3.
What really amazed me through this process is this is my son who tends to be a bit of a pack rat, and I've been amazed at how much he has gotten rid of. It just shows that as we grow and mature, we definitely change in these areas of what needs to be kept.
I'll put the 2 games I'm waiting on, other stuff I know he wants, in this box. Here's more lids, so I can check the boxes I have to see if these lids fit. It's kind of a weird place for them. All right. This is as heavy as it's going to get, so be back in a minute. I'm going to put these where we get rid of them over by the door. This can go to the donation pile. And this can be for things I know we're keeping.
I know it's really hard to tell right now, but I'm really feeling like I'm getting to the other side of this project and I am nearly done.
That. I'm going to keep that. That's nice. All right. Where was I? His skates. He's going to keep his ice skates.
Class notes, except for some cards I can pull out. Oh boy. I think we might be going to the dump tomorrow.
All right, so I'm going to pull out anything I think he might want. Greeting cards. He's a pretty sentimental guy. Also, writings from when he was a little boy are in here. We'll keep that. What's hard with him, sometimes song lyrics are actually things he wrote. So we'll keep that.
I'll give you a little sneak peek into the future. After I had done this general declutter, which I will call it for definitely a purpose, my son came over and went through all of the things I thought he was going to keep. He ended up getting rid of his hockey skates, his drums, and lots of sentimental items. And I was really quite pleasantly surprised, and it's going to make his move easier.
Oh yeah, this is all like his original stuff, so we'll keep this box too. Yep. So put these back on the top. These can go in the trash.
This is full. Yeah. And then I got one more box. That one. This one I'll just go through and see if there's anything I should be pulling out. Okay, I gotta keep this even if he doesn't want it. This is a trophy he won, axe throwing. We'll keep that. Alright, that's all going. Alright. So that is all going. So I'm going to leave it like that and let my husband deal with it with me. Because if I put it all in a bag, it's going to be so heavy. So I'm going to ask him what he wants to do. So really all I know he's taking is I know he's taking this and I know he's taking this. And what was this? Oh yeah, and he's taking this. So I'm going to put labels on those 3 boxes. He's deciding on his drums, which are there, 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 there. And so I think that's it. And he leaves in a week. I can't believe it. By the time you get this, yeah, it'll be a week. Whew. That happened fast. So bittersweet. I'm excited for them. Sad for me. It's been great having them just an hour away. Not going to talk about it or I'll get emotional. But I'm happy for them. Overall, I'm happy for them. So the basement looks a little messier, but sometimes when you declutter, it gets messy before it gets better. Oh, there's my phone. Now we're on to the next project. In case you missed the video where we brought the kayaks in, our kayaks were out far too long outside and all the leaves and debris had frozen right onto the kayaks from where they were sitting, which was almost into the woods, but we kind of live in the woods, so it's hard sometimes to know what is the woods and what is my yard. Thankfully, my husband remembered this, so he went down and he got out the shop vac and he vacuumed up all of the leaves and he put as much as he could in garbage bags and then, of course, emptied the vacuum cleaner into the garbage bag, got all of the kayaks nice and cleaned up. So that felt super good to me that he did that. I would love to get some sort of hanging devices to either hang these on a wall or hang them from the ceiling. And so I'm going to be on the lookout for some good deals there. If you happen to know of a really inexpensive solution for the kayaks, I hope you'll let me know in the comment section below. Meanwhile, there'll be more basement projects ahead. So if you are enjoying this, then stay tuned for more. Hit the subscribe button and I will see you next time. Remember, as always, God loves you and I love you too. And I can't wait to see you next time.